And here it is. The Texans 2024 schedule is out. We finally have it. Johnny, let's react. First of all, 4 primetime night games.
Yeah.
And 6 what I would call national window games, which a lot of people consider primetime, like Christmas, for instance. And there's one other one that would be, well, you got the Thursday nights, 2 Sunday nights, you got a
Saturday.
Monday night, and a Saturday game against the Kansas City Chiefs, which will be a national window on December 21st.
Yeah, you're going to play 5 of the 6 days that the NFL offers football. Now, one of those days is Friday, and you have a Black Friday game, and that's it. You don't really technically play on Tuesday and Friday. The Texans will play on every single day.
Right.
Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
That's amazing.
It's incredible to think.
It's their first primetime, Sunday night game at home since when?
New England Patriots, 2019.
Wow.
When the Texans step into the arena, NRG Stadium, on September 15th, it will have been 1,750 days since they last played a Sunday night football game.
That might be the stat of this schedule.
Yeah. There's a lot I like about this, a lot of numbers that I like about it, but you're going to have 2 of the 4 night games,
Right?
3 of them will take place in Texas.
Okay.
2 in Houston, 1 in Dallas. You have that tricky little Halloween game.
Yeah.
Taking on the Jets.
We'll get to that.
MetLife. We'll get to that. But you got 4 of those 4 primetime games, 4 night primetime games. And then, of course, the one that I think a lot of people, when they saw it come out on Wednesday, they just kind of went, because I kind of had the same reaction. I saw it too initially. Ravens, Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Not even a week after you play the Chiefs at Arrowhead.
But that's something we knew was coming in the schedule. We just didn't know the Texans were going to be a part of it. We knew that there was going to be a Saturday slate, and those teams would funnel into a Christmas Day doubleheader at the very least, which will be on Netflix, which will be interesting. Want to hear more about that, how they're going to handle NFL production. But the Texans have a Christmas Wednesday game. It is bizarre. They've played on Christmas Day before. We have the Steelers here in 2017 and all that. This is the Ravens coming in on Christmas. And I think with this schedule, there are a few things. All right, let's start from the beginning here. I've always wanted to see the Texans open up at Indy. Now, this is in the days of the horseshoe being the dreaded horseshoe. They still are to me. And I know that I heard earlier in the day that they were going to have no primetime games. I haven't checked out if that was true.
Yeah.
But you're at the Colts to open the season, a noon start, and I'm all about that, Johnny. Rip off the Band-Aid, go take on the Nemesis at their place, knock them down, and come back to take on the Bears on Sunday Night Football Week 2.
I saw Bears. First of all, I saw Bears in Week 2, and I went, whoa. Then I saw Sunday Night Football. Wait. Did I read that right? And that's when I did the math on the 1,750 days between the Sunday night football regular season games, getting the Bears. So you're going to get, it's one of the things I like to look at. As you look at things kind of in pods and stretches, you're going to face Anthony Richardson, who has 2 NFL starts, Week 1. You're going to face Caleb Williams in Week 2. He has no NFL starts.
1 at that point, you would presume.
You would think. Week 3, you go to Minnesota.
Ooh, J.J.
McCarthy. He, at that point, will have no more than 2 NFL starts.
And then you face
Trevor
Lawrence at home.
Then you get Trevor Lawrence and Josh Allen. Well, you get Josh Allen in back-to-back weeks. It's just you get Josh Allen to the Jags 1 week, Josh Allen, quarterback for the Bills, the next week.
Oh, that's interesting.
So here's one of the things that I always find interesting because, sideline, I get weather situations.
Yes.
So we play preseason. We play at Pittsburgh, second week after the Hall of Fame game, technically the first week. Then we have 2 home preseason games.
Yep.
Then we go to Indy, inside. At home, inside. Chicago. At Minnesota, inside. Jacksonville, home, inside. Buffalo Bills, home, inside. We don't go back outside to play a game until we go to New England and to Green Bay in those back-to-back weeks.
And that's in October, so who knows about the weather at that point.
Right.
We've been talking about it for weeks. You've never won at Gillette Stadium. Got your chance October 13th. Lambeau, it's the first time they play at Lambeau out of December ever, right?
Correct.
This is the third ever visit.
Third year. Both times we played in December. We get an October 27th trip to Green Bay. October 20th. Now, there is no guarantee that you won't have snow on October 20th in Wisconsin. You could have it.
You could.
Yeah. My parents will text me all the time. It's snowing today. I look up and go, wait, it's October 28th.
Yeah.
So it can happen. Hope it doesn't, but it could happen. But both of those noon kicks, Patriots and Packers.
I like it, Johnny. And now you have Indianapolis at home after the Green Bay trip on October 27th. And here is where it gets really interesting. You have 3 primetime showdowns in a row. This is following a date at Green Bay and a date against Indianapolis. So this is a gauntlet part of the schedule, and there are 2 of them as I see it here. So at Green Bay, come home to face the dreaded, despised horseshoe, the Colts. Then short week, taking on the Jets at the Meadowlands. This is dicey. You've got to fly out on a Wednesday. It's a pretty long trip for the Texans to go up to the Big Apple and play.
Yep.
You're going to take them on Thursday night. You come home. You get the mini bye, I like that, into a November 10th game against the Lions on Sunday Night Football. Wow. So you got prime time, then prime time again against the Lions, and then another long week because the following Monday you'll take on the Cowboys November 18th. Sign me up. That's 3 in a row, national television, Jets, Lions, Cowboys, and 2 of them on the road, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting because you'll have the short week before the Jets. Then you get the mini bye before you play the Lions. Then you get an extra day because you're playing at Dallas. And for a Monday night game on the road to be such a short trip is fantastic.
Yep.
I mean, it's still, you lose a day, but you don't lose too much because if you had to go travel to play Seattle on a Monday night, now you're essentially losing Monday and you can't even start Tuesday on time to get yourself prepared for that game.
I love that.
So it's perfect from that perspective. So then you follow up that with Tennessee at Jacksonville, and finally in Week 14.
All right, the bye.
The bye.
Which you told me, you researched this
I
right
looked at
away.
all of it, yeah.
Latest they've ever had a bye.
Latest they've ever had a bye. It's the latest you can have the bye in the NFL, Week 14.
All right, here's what I like about that gauntlet right there. You do get the long week after the Jets game to face the Lions. Then you get another longish week to face the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Then it's a short week, but it's the Tennessee Titans at home, which I don't want to look past anybody. But if you're going to get an opponent that, if you could hand pick one of your home opponents to play after the Cowboy Monday Nighter, you would have said Tennessee.
Yep.
So they gave it to you.
Yep.
And who knows how it works out. Maybe they upset you, but that's what you would have picked. Then at the Jags, December 1st, and then, as you pointed out, the bye. And you need it right there because we all know they had the bye too early last year. They needed rest.
Holy cow, these Final Four.
they get really tough. All right, so you have 4 games left at that point, and the first 3 of those 4, ridiculous. You get the Dolphins on December 15th. That's a Sunday nooner on CBS. By the way, no Fox games on the schedule. As of now, things can change. Then at Kansas City, short week, Saturday, fly out Friday to go take on the Chiefs at Arrowhead. The freaking Chiefs. It's a noon start, which I like because you have a very short week after that. It's more like a Sunday, Thursday, as you have a Saturday, Wednesday, because you took on the Chiefs at Arrowhead before taking on the Ravens on Christmas Day at home. Yes, 3:30 start. So kind of late in the day-ish, right? And you have the early-ish in the day on Saturday. Look, these things do matter. An extra hour or two sometimes helps, and especially mentally as you're getting ready to take on very tough opponents consecutively. Dolphins, Chiefs, Ravens, bang, bang, bang. And then you get a long week, a mini bye again before you take on the Tennessee Titans. So if you're not the top seed going into the playoffs, at least you got a little blow before the Titans finisher up there Week 18, and maybe, just maybe, you're in good enough shape where that game, quote, won't matter, and you'll be able to rest some guys, but who knows?
Yeah, very, very much so. So the things, obviously, we already talked about the late bye week. I would rather it be a little bit earlier, but okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but I pointed out you get some long weeks before that, so that's kind of nice.
You do have 2 short weeks. You do have 2, I say in air quotes, Thursday games, even though I know the Christmas one is on.
Yeah.
You have 2 short weeks that are like that. And
all the good teams do, though. I don't even have to look.
True.
I can tell you right now, if I took the Chiefs, the Bills, the 49ers, I'm sure they both, they all have at least 2 shortish weeks.
Yeah, the stretch of 3 primetime games, the at Jets Thursday, Detroit Lions Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football against the Cowboys, that stretch will be as fun a stretch as we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
The fact that we're having 3 straight primetime games is just incredible. And the fact that we finish with Dolphins at Chiefs Saturday, Ravens Christmas Day. I know, some people will see the Christmas Day game and go, I didn't want to play that,
What are you going to do?
You're getting, first of all, it's going to be on Netflix. And so Netflix is going to go out of its way to make sure that thing is bonkers good. Kind of like Amazon has done. They'll have little things that they do. But I think it's kind of cool. I said this last week. We were talking about the Tom Brady roast. And we were talking about how, man, Netflix is set up to do some pretty cool things live. And, well, there you go. They've gotten that. Now, J.J. Watt tweeted, I thought this was interesting. So I'm going to hit you with this. He said, here's what players look at. Okay, just give me your gut reaction. When you saw all of these, number 1, first game. Your guy, you loved it. I know this.
I love going to Indy to open the season. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, put a big eye up in the weight room. Or put a big horseshoe up there.
Horseshoe.
We want them. That's our nemesis. We have to get them again.
Yep.
Let's go do it.
And then he said bye week. How do you think the players feel about a week 14 bye week?
I think they feel it's a little late, like you said. You'd like to see it week 10. If you could hand pick it, you'd say week 10, 11. But again, last year, they really could have used a bye in December. They're going to get it this year.
Yeah.
You don't pick it. It is what it is. I'd rather have it then than early.
That's true.
Right?
I agree. I agree with that.
And I especially like it heading into that 3-game stretch of Dolphins, Chiefs, Ravens. Go on.
And he said, any other games that may disrupt routine recovery, such as international or Monday Night Football?
Here's what I don't like about being home for Christmas. People visit during Christmas. Home prime time is tough enough.
Yeah.
It disrupts the routine. But Christmas, the road team, oh, man, we can't spend Christmas with our families. Are we going to fly them in? What are we going to do? Probably not. I don't know how the Ravens will handle this.
Yeah.
But when you're at home, you have people in the house. And you got to be very careful with this. You're at home. It's great. It's Christmas. It's wonderful. But you want to have that edge. It's kind of like Thanksgiving at home. You want to have that edge going into the game, the home game. So take care of your business.
Yeah. Last one he mentioned, possible weather games. And he said Buffalo in December, Miami in September. As I just laid out, you don't go outside to play a game outdoors until middle of October at New England, at Green Bay.
Yeah.
Then October 31st, New York. It can be dicey, but more than likely not going to be that frigid cold you could get in December. Yeah. And then at Jacksonville, December 1st. Like, I look at those games. Once you get to December, I kind of like any weather other than rain. Just without the rain. So as far as weather goes, the first 13 games, I feel pretty good about what that is. Now, Kansas City and Tennessee, those two can get dicey in December, but as long as it's cold, I'm fine. Cold, fine. Rain,
well, cold wind they don't
and
like
wind,
because that affects throwing the football.
That's correct.
We all remember what happened against the Tennessee Titans Christmas Eve a couple of years ago. The game was actually delayed by an hour because the weather and other factors. But the Chiefs on December 21st, that could go either way. And the Titans on finishing weekend, because that could be a Saturday or Sunday game. But I'll take my chances with that one.
I mean, 9 of 13 games indoors before the bye.
Yeah.
It's not bad. The only places you go outside are New England, Green Bay, New York, Jacksonville.
Yeah. What's interesting also is only one divisional game in your Final Four. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
That rarely happens. I don't even have to look. That's never happened here. Maybe if it has, excuse me, but I don't believe it's ever happened here, especially once they put an emphasis on late season divisional opponents in the schedule, which they've done in the last decade. I don't believe I've ever seen that before. And they're brutal. I mean, with the Dolphins, Chiefs, Ravens, back to back to back, that is a very difficult finishing kick right there. Final thoughts?
I like it overall. I was a little worried. I was like, okay, are we going to get shortchanged on primetime games? Nope, not even close.
Nope.
That three-game stretch is going to be so great against the Jets, Lions, and Cowboys.
There's nothing you can flex into Sunday night late in the season because it's already flexed, right?
Right.
The Chiefs are on a Saturday. You're not moving that. The Ravens are already on Christmas.
Right.
The Dolphins, I doubt that gets flexed late in the season like that, considering you have a Chiefs game on a short week, although they don't care. That might happen, actually. As I say that, never mind, because at the Jags December 1st, what if everything else stinks that they have and they want to put that one on and the Jags are doing well at the time?
Yeah, who knows? There's a lot of things, a lot of ways this one can go.
It's weird
I love how it sets up. At Indy, you're facing a relatively young, inexperienced quarterback. He's got 2 starts. Chicago Bears facing a rookie. Minnesota Vikings, you're facing a rookie quarterback. I mean, right off the bat, you couldn't probably ask for anything better to start your season.
This is October 27th. They're done with Indy in the regular season schedule. That feels as early as it's been since 2010 when they played them Monday Night Football in the second game after blowing them out on opening day with Arian Foster going nuts. And they lost on Monday Night Football, and then they were done with them. That was week 7, I want to say. So this is early to be done with the Colts. I would think the league would want the Texans and the Colts late in the season, considering last couple of years, hey, the 2022 finale was meaningful in its own way, and last year, extremely meaningful. Anyway, that's it. More talk on the schedule. Texans All Access, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m., and all sorts of coverage on HoustonTexans.com. Go Texans.